Hello guys and girls, a very good evening to you all. Good evening बोलूं, good night बोलूं, midnight बोलूं, Cinderella भाग रही है. So what are you all doing? How sleepy are you? मुझे थोड़ी देर पहले नींद आ रही थी. फिर आप में से जो मेरे सच्चे स्टूडेंट्स हैं आपको पता है मैंने क्या किया होगा. एक तो मैंने चाय पी, दूसरी मैंने झंडू बाम लेकर के यहाँ पे ऐसे लगा लिया. So you know it's all the tingling sensation that's keeping away my sleep. So I'm perfectly in my element, absolutely happy about the session, raring to go, and I simply hope that you guys are also equally enthusiastic. It's going to be a super productive session, guys. बहुत ही मेहनत करके ये content compile किया है मैंने. So I really hope it's going to help you a little bit in your prep. क्या कहते हो? शुरू किया जाए session या रोक दिया जाए यहीं पर? I can see so many of you out there. Oh, thank you so much. अब तो मेरी नींद और भी भाग गई. Absolutely बिंदास माहौल हो रहा है यहाँ. Fully energetic, yes, Ayush. Absolutely. Ready to rock, yes, Sunil. कॉफी चाय सबने पी ली? Yes, yes, yes. For the last 2 days, I had been working on this content, and finally it's there. So as promised to you earlier, I'm going to give you a philosophy RC, a history RC, a literature RC. If you open CAT 2024, actually there wasn't any pure philosophy session, philosophy passage. Okay, there was history, like 3 to 4 passages were there on history, 2 passages literature के थे, एक economic philosophy types कुछ थी, but nothing was there purely on philosophy. But having said that, it doesn't mean this time they're not going to give you. Philosophy उनका बहुत ही चहेता topic है. You know that, right? So one philosophy RC, one history, one literature. सबसे अच्छी बात, सबसे interesting बात यहाँ पे क्या है? The set of questions with each RC is going to correspond perfectly, like 10 upon 10, with your CAT 24 question sets. अभी दिखाऊंगी आपको कैसे. A lot of hard work has gone into this to make it a grand session for you all, to make it super productive for you all. So I request all of you to cooperate, maintain a little bit of discipline. थोड़ा सा प्यार, थोड़ी सी इज्जत दे दो मुझे, इस सेशन को दे देना. And I'm sure by the end of it, we all will be very happy, very satisfied. फिर हम सब प्यार से आपस में good night बोलेंगे and we'll hit the sack. Okay, so 12 different types of questions. एक दो कुछ ओवरलैप हो गए होंगे तो हो गए होंगे, बट CAT 2024 simulated एकदम same sets of questions, okay, and in the end 5 short summaries. So it's always nice to bring up the rear with some short summaries because they are so scoring. So I'm going to show you 5 short summaries, but 5 short summaries में भी you won't believe 2023 के 4 short summaries लेकर के exactly उसी टाइप का ऑप्शंस, उसी टाइप का लेंथ ऑफ द पैराग्राफ ऐसी मेहनत करके बनाया है मैंने. होपफुली यू ऑल विल लव द सेशन. चलिए करें. एलन आइजैक, व्हाट्स अप विथ यू गाइज? आते ही आप लोग भसड़ मचाने लग गए. स्मृति से लड़ाई हो रही है आपकी, किस बात पे? स्मृति कह रही है एलन आइजैक इज फ्लर्टिंग विथ आयशा. कर लें दो ना फ्लर्ट, तुम्हें क्या प्रॉब्लम है, जाने दो. यस यशवी, लेट्स स्टार्ट. बाकी अब जिसने नहीं पढ़ना है, जिसने ध्यान नहीं देना है, इट्स ओके, इट्स अप टू यू स्वीटहार्ट्स. ओके, हम यहाँ पे उल्लू की तरह पूरी पार्टी जमाए बैठे हैं. कितने सारे हैं हम यहाँ पर आज, ये भी तो देख लो. Full on party चल रही है. So, where's the party tonight? It's with me, VARC. चलिए, टैब कहाँ है मेरा? टैब का वायर लगा है कि नहीं लगा ये देख लूं. ये सब पता है इसकी वजह से, आयुष की वजह से होता है. Alright, I've got my pen also. Generally ये misplace कर देती हूँ. अगर पेन नहीं misplace हुआ है तो वायर नहीं लगा होता है, कुछ ना कुछ ऐसा मिसिंग होता है मेरे साथ. So anyway, all right, absolutely ready to start now. करें काम शुरू. श्री गणेश करते हैं, ठीक है? This, 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 all right, and in the end. Let's roll. आयुषी ठाकुर, आज कितनी पढ़ाई की है तूने? सुबह से देख रही हूं मैं. Mr. X, I have got a certain portion. ये मुझे complete करना है. Now it can take us 1 hour 45 minutes. It can take us 2 hours. Or it can even spill over beyond that. So don't worry about that. I promise you, I'll make it super entertaining and I won't let any of you get bored in the session. ठीक है? चलिए. But yes, before we roll, the quick reminder. Please enroll, dudes and dudettes. You'll find the link in the description box below. Right? So please enroll. This is absolutely one phaadu course. ठीक है? So आप सबका cooperation इसमें चाहिए. Cooperation क्या मतलब? It's going to be super helpful for you all CAT aspirants. So भूलो मत, enroll. We all are there. We have your back. Okay? So the first one, RC history. How many of you like history? बताओ मुझे. What comes under history typically? Karthik, happy to see you, dude. Tell me, sweethearts. How many of you like history? I'm not asking about हल्दी घाटी की लड़ाई, पानीपत की लड़ाई, अकबर ने अनारकली को चुनवा दिया और गंगा में बहुत सारा कचरा डल गया. ये वाली हिस्ट्री नहीं बात कर रही हूं मैं. ताजमहल बन गया. No. I'm talking about real world history. जो हमारे स्कूल में नहीं दी जाती थी. स्कूल में हमसे डेट्स रटवाए जाते थे. And I used to get super bored reading those dates. अब जब मैं इतनी हिस्ट्री के आर्टिकल्स पढ़ती हूँ गाइस, तो I really sit and wonder कि मैंने स्कूल में क्या किया था. डेट्स के अलावा तो हमें कुछ पता ही नहीं था. ज्ञान जो है, असल ज्ञान is reading. So now when I read umpteen number of passages on history, I read so many things and then I realize कि भाई knowledge तो अब हम gain कर रहे हैं. That's why I keep hollering, I keep telling you guys, please पढ़ लिया करो, read कर लिया करो. Okay? स्कूल में कुछ भी खास हमें नहीं पढ़ाया जाता था. मेरे जमाने में तो और भी बिल्कुल भी नहीं. Right? नहीं, एक्चुअली उल्टा है. मेरे जमाने में थोड़ा पढ़ा लिया जाता था, अब तो बिल्कुल ही बर्बाद है. करेक्ट. यस. हिस्ट्री की क्लास में मैं भी सो जाया करती थी स्तुति, खाली डेट्स, पागल हो जाती थी मैं. अनिमेश, स्मृति, बाद में कर लेना चिट चैट. ऑलराइट? ओके. यही. Come on. RC history. This mirrors which set of questions? In CAT 2024, there was a passage on spices. Spices wasn't exactly a dense passage. बहुत ही मजेदार passage था, but it was history. Right? और same questions नहीं है, but the question stems are similar, mirrored. ये आपका spices का question set है. Please check, everybody. I request you all, have fun. ये समझो कि आप एक night party में आए हो. You're going to pull an all-nighter. Okay? Just look at the set of questions that was there for the spices passage. Smriti and Ayushi and everybody. In the context of the passage, which one of the following conclusions cannot be reached? Correct? क्या पूछ रहा है इसमें? Conclusions. 3 can be conclusions. Conclusion. One cannot be the conclusion. So we are looking for true. One cannot be the conclusion, so it's false. Right? It can be inferred that all of the following contributed to a decline in the allure of spices except factors, reasons, okay, true, false. Right? Again, except. You can expect, not accept, you can expect 5 to 6 true, false and accept questions in CAT. Okay? Then, third question from the spice passage. If a trader brought white peppercorns from India to medieval Europe, spices ले जाता है अगर India to medieval Europe, उस जमाने का बता रहा है. All of the following are unlikely to happen except. Again, true, false, except. Right? The last one. In the context of the passage, the people who heard the story would be least likely to arrive at the conclusion that. Again, a conclusion question. So, 2 conclusions, 1 and 2 conclusions, and 2 simple true, false. Got it, guys? Everybody? Ready? कार्तिक, आप गलत एड्रेस पे आ गए हैं बेटे। आपने जाना था टिंडर या मे बी शादी.com, आप आ गए हो यहाँ शबाना मैम की क्लास में। आयशा का जो आप फोटो देखते रहते हो या आगे देखना चाहोगे या जो कुछ भी, ठीक है, टेक दैट अलॉन्ग विथ योर बैगेज एंड पिटारा टू सम अदर प्लेस। यहाँ हम सब पढ़ने के लिए बैठे हैं, पर अपनी रात की नींद सैक्रिफाइस करके। समझा कार्तिक या नहीं समझा? या समझाऊं मैं अब? कार्तिक की सीरियस वाली पिटी होनी है। या ऑलराइट, ओके। Now, you saw the questions, Ayushi Thakur, Stuti, Vishakha, everybody, Mayank. Passage. This is a history passage, okay, because it says here very clearly history. Okay, look at the size of the passage. What is it about? Long before the rise of digital technologies, the invention of the printing press in Europe. Printing press, Gutenberg's brainchild. We have come across this many times in our passages, right? So this is about the printing press. Just like the 2024 passage was on spices, है ना? एक चीज, and then the author showed कहाँ से कहाँ गया, how the route was there, how trade was done. So printing press, obviously printing press में trade नहीं होगा. Printing press probably helped in disseminating information. Printing press के फायदे हुए इस दुनिया में, right? So it must be, it's going to talk probably about the benefits, okay? And then 4 paragraphs, something about religion and press and something. Dense looking paragraphs, but no need to worry. Oh, there's a 5th one as well here. So this is the last para. Now I'm going to take you over to the questions. आपको पता है, the drill is a look at the passage and then we go over to the questions. Come on बच्चों, प्यार से कहो VARC. Look here, cannot be inferred and there is a conclusion trap. In the context of the passage, which one of the following conclusions cannot be reached? First question from the spices passage. Cool? So conclusions cannot be reached. 3 conclusions can be reached. Conclusion, conclusion, conclusion. For conclusion, you have to take the overall idea of the passage, main idea, ठीक है? End में जा करके देखो. And then one is false. Correct? Cause and effect, look at this, the second question from the spices passage. It can be inferred that all of the following contributed: factors, reasons, causes, right, to the wider dissemination, spread of knowledge in early modern Europe, except. True, false, the second question from spices. Correct? So, all contributed. True, 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 F. Do you see my point? Yes? Okay. कार्तिक एंड स्मृति चपेड़ खाओगे तुम लोग अब। कार्तिक बुली है, स्मृति बुल है और मैं बुलबुल हूं। बाहर छोड़ के आओ कार्तिक को प्लीज क्लास से। चलो नेक्स्ट। It breaks the flow, guys. Okay. Application. Hypothetical scenario. You know what application is, right, Tejaswini? Or somebody is? Stuti? Application, hypothetical scenario is what? The third question of spices. If a scholar in 16th century Europe received a printed copy of this, all of the following are likely outcomes except. Results? True, 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 false. You see this? Okay. And the last question. In the context of the passage, 15th century authorities who attempted to censor printed works would be least likely to conclude that. I'll show you quickly. Least likely to conclude that. दिख रहा आपको? Right? So conclusion, बीच के दोनों strict true false. Okay. Back to question number 4. Printed would be least likely to conclude that. So 1 conclusion, 2 conclusion, 3 conclusion, least likely to conclude that. We are looking for this. Correct? Got it? Everybody? Now we are going to solve this set. I request all of you to take a sheet of paper and pen and save your answers. Trust me, even the options have been made in such a way that they kind of mirror the 2024 Spices Passage options. Not exactly similar, of course. I can't make ekdam similar, same wala. But then I have tried to make it as similar as possible. ठीक है? चलिए, all right. Let's go over to the passage now. जिसने पढ़ना है, ध्यान देना है, कर लो. Okay? वरना मिस होगा, फिर बाद में मुझे नहीं बोलना. चलिए. So this is para 1. Get started, guys. I'm giving you 60 seconds for this slide. Yes, Aditya, more focus should be on conclusion. Very well said. Main idea should be somewhere here, right? Very good. Very nice. Done. Second slide. Do not read too much, please. This para is on religion, connected to the printing press. Also facilitated something, right? There's a question on this. Done. Conclusion. Everybody is going to read the conclusion carefully. Reverberated is echoed, right? Enlightenment, reading list में डाला है मैंने. Scientific revolution, वो भी है. And the modern information age. Done? Everyone? Perfect. Now, pause before I take you over to the questions. Hero. Main idea. Passage mapping. Conclusion. Come on, guys. Who is the hero? Godfather. In my class, we don't read everything word for word. This is what I teach all my students. You have to develop this thing called skimming, skipping, and scanning. Yeah, printing press. Right? Good? Very good. What is main idea over here? Angle. Is it evolution of the printing press? Is it evolution of the printing press? Yes, Gaurav Singhal. Yes. Yes. How it changed things in the world. Long-term transformation. Yes, Biswal. Yes, Tejaswini. Yes. Long-term transformation. The last para says it. It didn't bring overnight miracles, but then it did lay the groundwork, the framework for long-term transformation. And we all know printing press promoted dissemination of knowledge, right? Correct? Done? Okay, mapping. What is the mapping here? The printing press, right, debated the extent to which it had effects. Extent. So here we discussed the extent and then connected with religion and then also facilitated scientific knowledge. The whole para is about that. And then the conclusion. So if I do the mapping over here, it will be like this. printing press, okay, extent, okay, and then religion, right, and then we go over to scientific. Scientific आपका क्या था? Scientific knowledge का spread. And then we have the conclusion. Do you all agree with me on this? Yes, Karan Agarwal. Yes, very smooth flow. Perfect. Done. So this is the flow. This is the passage mapping. Done. What is the conclusion? Is there a conclusion or is there not a conclusion? Peeps, tell me. Is there a conclusion or not a conclusion? There is? Yes, there is a conclusion. What do we do in passages where there is a neat conclusion? What do we do? If there is a nice conclusion in any passage, we pay attention to that conclusion, right? So the tone of the author over here is positive. After reading the passage, Tejaswini, we ask ourselves positive, negative or neutral. Here it is not neutral, it is positive. Because he's giving you, data. He's giving you a lot of data. But towards the printing press, his tone is positive. The overall tone of the passage taken from the last 4 lines, we'll see. Exemplifies this, it did not do this, is established this, the dynamics, okay, reverberated, laying the groundwork, okay. So it's kind of analytical, okay. Not analytical also, he's not comparing. But then this is slightly positive. Because he says here, laying the groundwork for the Enlightenment, the scientific revolution and modern information age. We are done. This is what I call organized reading of this beautiful passage. I hope we all are done. Right? Aritra Ghosh, Karthik, everybody should just be able to see what is where. ठीक है? What is where? Bas. So such a reading, what we did just now, should take you no more than 90 seconds. If you are taking more than this, you're simply wasting your time. You're not following the right techniques that I have given you, dudes. Okay, so 90 seconds itna karke and then we move over to the questions. Come on, guys. Question number 1 cannot be reached. Take a look at the options. Okay, you're looking for one with trap. Yes, mapping and flow are same, Babita ji. Okay. Do not give me your answers, please. Save your answers. The printing press helps standardize text and reduce regional variations in knowledge. The author's tone towards printing press is what? सोच लो वो आप, ठीक है? The press alone was sufficient to democratize learning across all social classes in this. Social classes, you can go back and check. The press indirectly influenced religious and scientific developments by expanding the circulation of ideas. One para is there on scientific, one para is there on religious. Think about it. Okay? Innovations such as post-publication commentary and scholarly networks complemented the effects of the press. You know what I would do in this? I'll tell you something. This is like I'm looking for one trap, right? One option with a trap. Instead of verifying all of them, I'll just look for something with a trap. And then I'll take that and try to prove it, whether it's false or not. You get the point? So you identify your option with a trap, I'll take you back, you prove it. Okay, I'll take you back now. All right, are we done? Informed public, caution against this. Literacy rates remained low, okay. Yeah? Okay, done. We are done with question 1. You guys, save your answer. Next. Data-based. Except. True, true, true. F. Read the question, everyone. Go on. All contributed to the wider dissemination of knowledge in early modern Europe except. Right? I'll take you back. How are you going to handle this question? Can anybody give me some insight? बोलो. देखो भाई, आप स्लो हो चाहे फास्ट हो, कोई बोले नेक्स्ट मैम, कोई बोले सो स्लो गाइज, कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. हम आगे तब बढ़ेंगे जब मैं चाहूंगी. राइट? आई एम द क्विज मास्टर हियर. प्लीज अपने अपने ना चटर पटर अपने पास रख लो आप लोग. पिक द रेड फ्लैग एंड चेक. ओके, ठीक है सेजल. सेजल, you know what? Yes, Arithro. First, think calmly. What is he asking? Yes, Radhika, it can be. What is he asking? All of the following contributed to the wider spread of knowledge in early modern Europe, except there was something that did not allow. I mean, there were three things that allowed spread. There was one thing that did not allow the spread. Right? So you're looking for three things with positive tone. You get the point? You're looking for one with maybe a negative tone. Correct? This is how you have to play this. Very fast. So such a question should take you not more than 40 seconds. Yes? Let's go back quickly. अगर आपने स्मार्टली नहीं खेला, यू विल इजीली स्पेंड 2.5-3 minutes ऑन दिस क्वेश्चन. आगे पीछे ये पैरा वो पैरा देखते ढूंढते सबको वेरीफाई करते प्रूफ करते, it will eat away your time and then you will say true false वाले questions are taking away all my time. This is like really and truly a very very cool question. You should just think calmly क्या कह रहा है, कैसे इसको सॉल्व करना है. All right. Question 2. Are we done with this question? Everybody. देखो guys, whatever general doubts are there ना, क्या read करना है, क्या नहीं करना है, Arigni, Bera and Prathamesh and whoever else is there with general doubts, I'll take them up towards the end of the session, not in the middle. Abhi I'm doing some RC passages, ठीक है? चलो, we are done with this. Save your answer. Yeah? चलो, next. If a scholar in 16th century Europe received a printed copy of this, specific, right? Correct? चलिए. Received a printed copy of this, what will be the results except the revolutiony bus? क्यों भाई आप लोग लाइक्स वाइक्स नहीं दे सकते हो मुझे, इतनी कंजूसी? एंड आई थॉट यू गाइज लव मी सो मच. एक एक लाइक दे दो भाई, एक आध हार्ट दे दो भाई, ले करके मेरी जिंदगी बन जाएगी. इतना तो प्यार डिजर्व करती हूं मैं आप लोगों से यार. Karthik, I love you too, sweetheart. चलो, have you all read this revolutiony bus? कौन सी बस? Copernicus de revolutiony bus और BM Celestium. भैया वो लैटिन है, मैटिन है, जो भी है, I don't want to say that. Okay? All right? So let's go over here. Let's see what this says. सब लोग रीड कर लो. Okay? उसके बाद हम चल रहे हैं क्वेश्चन पे. तुम लोगों ने लाइक नहीं ठोका तो मेरी भी सैलरी नहीं आएगी. गरीब क्या खाएगा, क्या शॉपिंग करेगा, क्या चाय कॉफी पिएगा, कैसे सैलून जाएगा, ये भी तो सोच लो. इसलिए प्लीज एक एक लाइक ठोक दो. मंथ का एंड है, हमारी इज्जत का सवाल है. ऑलराइट, ओवर टू द क्वेश्चन. कितना जानते हो रे मेरे बारे में तुम लोग. सीरियसली टिक टैक जीरा कैसे खाएंगे? Oh my god, the way you guys are connected, seriously. चलो, okay. Please now let's focus. ठीक है, बीच का चिट चैट हो गया, प्यार मोहब्बत की बातें हो गई, जोक मार लिया हमने. Now come back to this. If a scholar in 16th century Europe received a printed copy of this, all of the following are likely outcomes, results, except. Okay, read the options, guys. दिख रहा है इसमें ट्रैप, दिख रहा है, right? Look at the language, right? I'll take you back once again, Gargi, once again. Okay, I'll take you back. Standardized texts allow natural philosophers to reproduce experiments, verify observations, build cumulative knowledge. Works such as this exemplify how printed books made complex scientific ideas accessible to scholars, accelerating the pace. Okay. Printing press alone did not create science. It acted in conjunction with patronage networks. All right, I can see that. Save your answer. हाँ स्तुति, you're right. ये भी तुम लोगों को पता है. मैम loves rings. सब कुछ मेरे बारे में पता है तुम लोगों को, है ना? सच्चे बच्चे हो मेरे तुम लोग. Okay, we are done with this. Perfect. Over to the fourth question. अगर 4 में 4 करेक्ट नहीं हुए, खुदा की कसम मैं अभी गुस्से में जाके एक चाय और पीऊंगी. ठीक है, अगर 4 में 4 करेक्ट नहीं हुए, देख लेना, बता दे रही हूं मैं. और अब मैं चाय पीना चाह नहीं रही हूं, क्योंकि मैंने सुबह से जितनी चाय पी ली है अपने आप को जगा के रखने के लिए कि अब बस दिल नहीं चाह रहा है, इसलिए मुझे मजबूर मत करना तुम लोग. चलो, फोर्थ क्वेश्चन, कम ऑन. इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ द पैसेज, 15th century authorities who attempted to censor, you know the meaning of censor. Please यहाँ पे ध्यान रखना, there are 2 words, censor and censure. Censure is किसी को डांटना, जैसे मैं प्यार से झुड़कियां देती हूँ ना क्लास में, चपेड़ देती हूँ आप लोगों को, virtual चपेड़, that is censure. Okay, and censor is prohibit something, stop something, censor board. So censor board can censure somebody. All right, go over here. चलो. Would be least likely to conclude. So they will come up with 3 conclusions, not 1. Okay, who attempted to censor. Can I take you back? दीपांशु अमर, तैयारी कैसे चल रही है आपकी कैट की, बता दो मुझे. पार्टी में आप भी आ गए हैं ना. चलो चलो, दीपांशु को ड्रिंक व्रिंक बना के दो यार. सेंसर वाला पोर्शन कहाँ निकालोगे जरा? ये दिख रहा है आप लोगों को? मुझे ही दिखता है सब, आप लोगों को दिखता नहीं है. Come on, guys. Read. Are we done? The rapid spread of religious pamphlets. Jia, I'm so happy to see you. Jia Asthana. Akshay. The rapid spread of religious pamphlets challenged centralized ecclesiastical authority. Ecclesiastical 1000 बार आता है RC में, related to church, and democratized theological debate. Simultaneously, the authorities' attempts to censor publications highlight an enduring tension between this. The press empowered. यहाँ तक read कर लो. All right, over to the fourth question. तीन चीज वो बोलेंगे जियाज थाना, एक चीज नहीं बोलेंगे. Got it? Are we sorted? Anuj, I swear this is as close as it can get to CAT 2024. Okay? Just because you guys can actually enjoy the questions and options and see some traps and all, it doesn't mean that बहुत ज़्यादा easy है. No. Come on guys, are you done? Save your answers. Correct? Sanskar, I'll take up your doubt towards the end. Neelu Kumari, all the 4 answers, I'm going to show all the questions once again. Come on, bachon. Question 1. 2. 3. 4. Done? Okay. These are the answers. Tally your scores and get ready for the next one. BC बहुत BC कर रहे हो तुम लोग, है ना? आयुषी ठाकुर 3/4 क्यों हुआ? प्रथमेश 3/4. So if you got one wrong, you need to understand why you got it wrong. Sejal Jha, last one. Okay. Godfather, thank you so much for leaving Italy and coming to my class. Prathamesh, time to kam rahega hi rahega. Yes, Greyhound, you need to go to my playlist RC100 on the same channel. In that I teach you how to handle passages. हाँ ध्रुव भाटिया, तो मैं कब मना कर रही हूँ कि नहीं समझाऊंगी? Which question? This one? Everyone? I'll show you the traps in all the questions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one cannot be reached? Okay. Helped standardize texts. The tone of the author towards printing press is positive, right? है ना? So, printing press helps standardize text and reduce this. This is something good. Sejal? Yeah? Yes, Sejal, you're right. The print press alone was sufficient to democratize. Do you see this? Alone. That's a trap. Even if you want to go back and prove it, sweethearts, आप खुद देख लो यहाँ पे बोला है, the press alone did not create science. It acted in conjunction with, in tandem with patronage networks, scholarly societies, and an emerging culture of empirical verification. Right? So this was your trap. The press indirectly influenced something good. Innovations such as this complemented, supported the effects. Good. Correct? Divya, that is where you're wrong. In CAT, in real CAT, it is actually this easy. It's just that people have created a hype and they're not able to see the options because they panic in the test when the timer is on. Right? Okay, chalo, next one, come on. So, It can be inferred, contributed to wider dissemination. If you don't know the meaning of dissemination, you're going to take 3 minutes at least for this question. That is where the student dubifies. क्यों? क्योंकि vocabulary तो पता है नहीं, तो dissemination पता है नहीं. Now he is going to go back and locate all the options in the passage. That will easily take him 3 minutes. बर्बादी वहीं शुरू हो जाती है. So dissemination is what? Spreading. भाई 3 चीजों से spreading हुई, एक चीज से नहीं हुई. Do you see this language here? Urban elites limited access to this. If there was limited access, how did it help in dissemination? Do you see my point? मीनल वोहरा, अभी समझ में आई मेरी बात या नहीं आई? Wider dissemination, अगर हो रहा है, फैल रहा है कुछ, so how will this be correct? You got it? That's the importance of vocabulary. आयुषी, रॉन्ग हुआ था ना? जानती हूं मैं तुझे अच्छे से. कार्तिक डन? ऑलराइट. अमनदीप भी है सेशन में यार, बल्ले बल्ले हो गई हमारे सेशन की तो. स्नेहा, read daily, you have to do your daily reading. उससे ही आपका vocab बढ़ेगा. चलो, यहां बोला है this, all of the following are going to happen except, okay, even if this is not there. इसको हटा देती हूं मैं आयुषी. चलो, ये नहीं है. मान लेते हैं ये तो immediately was a trap. आपको दिख गया, आपने बोला अच्छा हाँ, immediately कौन literate हो जाता है, right? Let's say this wasn't there. Verify complex astronomical observations, right? Done with manuscript copies. In the paragraph, they have given you various points, insights, okay? Verification. Literate बनना was not given there. If you see here, दिख रहा है? Standardized text allowed this, reproduce experiments, verify observations, build knowledge, this, complex ideas, accessible. Where are they talking about people becoming literate? Do you see my point? Tejaswini and Diksha and everybody. अभी जो मैंने बताया आपको, if I remove this, still you can understand. Why? Because in that para, literate is not given. The other things are given. Greyhound, they must have talked about it in some other para, but here he is asking a very specific question. Specific. अगर ये the revolutionary bus लेके आएंगे तो क्या होगा, right? And the last question, censor. Attempted to censor. यहाँ पे ना, I'll tell you something. Even if you have common sense or even if you have done a little bit of reading, you will be able to understand this very quickly. 15th century authorities who attempted to censor. Think about it, guys. There was a cat passage some time back, I think 2019 or 20 maybe, that was on the printing press. And there was one para I remember. The religious priests, the clerics, the pandits, the maulanas, you know, the commanders of religion, they all felt threatened by this. Why? Because till then, they had controlled the scriptures. They had been the God men. But then, when the printing press came, people started getting more knowledge. Dissemination of knowledge, है ना? So these people felt उनका सिंहासन हिलने लगा था, गद्दी हिल रही थी उनकी, right? So they would think of what? They would want to control the printing press, है ना? So यहाँ बोला है, censor printed works would be least likely to conclude that. वो 3 चीजें बोलेंगे, हाँ कर दो, कर दो, कर दो. The press could empower individuals to access ideas independently. ये तो डर लगेगा ही उनको, डर का माहौल. Correct. So this is true. Greater circulation of ideas posed potential threats to establish this. अरे ये तो है ही बिल्कुल true. The press had no effect on the transmission. तो फिर इनको डरने की क्या जरूरत थी? Even if it was, let's say the press had limited effect, still this is one that is, you know, that is not going to threaten their position. Restricting printed materials could help maintain, हम इसको restrict कर लेंगे and we will be able to maintain order. So this is good, right? So this is your answer. Correct. Alright. Chalo, next. Are we ready for philosophy? Why will this say B part, Sejal? This. Greater circulation of ideas posed potential threats to established religious or political authority. So, censor means roko, right? So, if they are stopping printed work, Sejal, they will say this na, रोको जाके रोको, क्योंकि greater circulation होगा तो potential threats होंगे हमारे religious और political authority को. They will conclude this. Sejal? Got it? Alright. चले आगे. Diksha? Mishti? Philosophy. Now, as I said, in 2024, there was no pure philosophy passage. Alright? It was in connection with economics and sociology and all. Fine. But 2025 May, there is no saying that you won't get it. So let's say there is a philosophy passage. Okay? You don't need to read every word. You don't need to panic. You don't need to worry. Okay? And for this philosophy passage, I have taken the question set from CAT 2024 Economists Cross Borders Wala passage. This passage had this set of questions. I have reproduced this set on a philosophy passage. So you will get the feel. Oh, we are resolving CAT 24. In the first para, the author is making the point that economists like Becker, taking somebody's name and saying economists like Becker. This is a specific question. Times have changed for the once almighty discipline. We can infer, right? Specific inference. Right, guys? Correct? The author critiques, reviews, analyzes Schiller's approach to behavioral economics. Why? He critiques it for a reason. Why? We can infer from the passage that the term, so this is a vocab question, specific vocab. Homo economicus refers to someone. So vocabulary may long sentences. Right, guys? ये थे आपके 4 questions. Now I'll show you the passage and the new set of questions on that philosophy passage. Philosophers have long grappled with the question of moral responsibility. Moral. One particularly challenging dimension is the phenomenon often termed moral luck, wherein agents are praised. Okay, so something about ethics, something about moral, we can see the hero. I mean, that's very clear. And then he has given a lot of names, Kantian, Williams, right? So this is Apna Kant, philosopher. And then here we have Thomas Nagel, Bernard Williams, wahi hai, right? Critics, do you see this? A typical passage with a typical flow. There is a concept, there will be critics also. So critics ka para hai ye. Recent work, today or now, okay? Kahan? Ethical dilemmas, right? 4 paragraphs. This is the last one. In the first para, the author is making the point that philosophers of moral luck. Connected to the first para, right? In the first para. Okay, so I have given you a question from the first para, para specific. Got it? Everyone? Yeah? Cool? Yes, Charmi? You will be able to grasp it, just be there. Next. Critics of moral luck argue that acknowledging its influence threatens the coherence. Inverted quote, right? We can infer, okay? Times have changed. Quote, we can infer. Cool? Okay. Specific inference. Right? So 1 true, F, F, F. Cool? Next. The author critiques the focus on outcomes because. Go back. The author critiques Schiller's approach. Why? Okay. So the author critiques the focus on outcomes in this specific info. Right? And the last one. We can infer from the passage that the term moral luck refers to situations in which. So we can look for this connected with the main idea overall. Yes? Cool? Chalo. I'll take you back now. Go on. Get started, guys. Are we done? You are supposed to read the first paragraph completely, locate the main idea, okay, and then second paragraph onwards, read the first 1 line or 2 lines and try to skim a little bit. Okay, next. Do you see the flow of the passage? Are we done? 4 paragraphs only. Okay. Now I need to understand something from all of you. What is the hero? Passage mapping and conclusion. Come on. Hero is what? Moral luck. We understood this? What is the main idea? Can anyone tell me from the audience? Bhari sabha mein. बिहार से कोई है हीरो? रवि किशन है. बोलिए guys, what's the main idea? What is the angle? Aryan, Gaurav. Okay. Chalo. First para again. Come on, Radhika. Main idea should be here, right? So, grapple with the question of moral responsibility. Phenomenon often termed moral luck, praised or blamed. Then you can skim the names, right? For example, a driver who behaves negligently may hit a pedestrian simply because of circumstances beyond her control, whereas another driver committing the same error might escape harm. Do you see this question here? This is connected straight with the main idea. Are both equally culpable to blame, or does the outcome confer moral significance? Outcome, the result. Somebody killed a person, somebody did not kill a person. is the outcome supposed to decide what is morally more significant, what is not. Right? Okay? Yeah. Then the second para says the debate intersects with traditional distinctions in ethics. He brings in some names, Kantian and Kantka and then Williams and all. The moral worth, okay, consequentialist perspectives. Do you see this? By contrast, that is a question pocket. Means if you have any comparison point, contrast or similarity, you are likely to get a question there. So consequentialist perspective something. I'm not going to read that, neither are you supposed to read. Williams, however, emphasizes. So Williams' ki theory is different. Then critics of moral luck. The next para talks about critics. Quotes for example and something. So quotes का example है यहाँ पे, question हो सकता है. And the last para. Is there a conclusion? Yes, there is. Today, recent work extends the discussion to contemporary ethical dilemmas, contemporary modern dilemmas. Consider autonomous vehicles, free vehicles, independent vehicles, medical decision making or AI, agents, human, act in complex. The role of luck in outcomes becomes a practical concern, not merely an abstract puzzle. Philosophers and engineers alike are forced to confront whether algo should emulate, okay. The last two lines, very important. In this sense, moral luck is not a theoretical curiosity. So what is it? But a lens through which the ethical challenges of modernity are highlighted. We understand this much, that there are ethical dilemmas. If we see this term modern luck in today's context. Right? Clear है सबको ये? Yeah? Chalo. So we are done with this main idea thing, mapping. We just did it. Conclusion is very clear. He shows you the implications. ठीक है? How it connects with the modern world. Okay? Prathamesh, author's tone critical in this passage? No, not exactly. He is being neutral, philosophical, contemplative, analytical. Okay, because he's giving you the implications and all of the modern world. So it is neutral. He's not criticizing anybody in the end. He's not praising anybody. Got it, guys? चलिए आगे बढ़े. Question number 1, first para. In the first para, the author is making the point that philosophers of moral luck do what? Read this, please. Right? Are we done? Check. Do you have your answer? Or you need to go back? I'll take you back again, like one more time. Yeah, Shivani, Yash. Done. Save your answer. Okay, Smriti, Soham. Mohit. Next one. Second para ka. ठीक है? This is specific inference. Critics of moral luck argue that acknowledging its influence threatens the coherence. Simple, go back to that sentence. Critics of moral luck. Okay? Critics of moral luck argue. Oh, third para hai, sorry. ठीक है? Shivansh, you have to just go over here and look for the sentence. Here. Right? So the author is being what? ठीक है? Author is being sympathetic, neutral, critical, dismissive. You realize what question this is? Inference connected with tone. Yeah? Back once again. Yes, Mansi, I heard you. Done? Save your answer. Ayushi Thakur, where are you? Dhruv Bhatia, got your answer? Okay. Utkarsh, these sessions can't be free always. So we are starting with our paid batch for which you need to enroll. ये तो बस trailers दे रहे हैं हम. Okay, done. Third one. Mohit, Subhradeep. Okay. The author critiques the focus on outcomes in what? Consequentialist perspectives. You remember where this was given? Subhradeep? Consequentialist perspectives. Just go and look for that first. Yes. 2 lines up, 2 lines down. Read your zone. Then we go back and eliminate. Contrast this, making moral luck unavoidable. Nadel's formulation underscores this tension. Underscore means highlight. Okay. चलिए. Options. Because. Be careful. इसमें गलती हो सकती है. मोहित बंकर. This is one of the tricky questions. Yes, Aryan, for this you need to go back. You just need to play smart over here. Okay. What is the para about? Yash, what is the para about? Ye dhyan dena. That's the tip that I can give you. Come on, Rachel. No, Yash. I gave you a tip. He brought in consequentialist perspectives in the para. Why? What was the introduction? हाँ तो बंकर ही तो बोलती हूं मैं, मोहित बंकर. Done? Save your answer. So this was a star question. Okay? The last one. We can infer from the passage that the term moral luck refers to situations in which. Come on, Yash. This is again slightly tricky. Shall we go back? Yeah? Checked? Yes, Chirag. In this question, it will be between two options. Yeah, Sejal, I'll take you to the question. Save your answer. Are we done with all the 4 questions? Bolo. Yes, Sejal, I'll take you back to the questions. Question 2 and 1 and whatever else you want. Once again, all the questions, like all the 4 questions, and then I disclose the answers. Two. Three. Yes, Aditya, I heard you. आयुषी 2 पैसेजेस में थक गई. उस दिन फिर टेस्ट में क्या होगा? तीसरा पैसेज किससे करवाओगी? Are we ready for the answers? Greyhound, we should target 10 at least from RC and 4 from VA. 15 to 16 is the ideal number of attempts. बोलो. इसमें तो बहुत लोगों का 3/4 हुआ होगा. Seriously, Chirag, 4. See, many of you got 3/4 right. Tejaswini, third one wrong. Okay. So for this we have D, B, A and A, right? So first let me tell you the third one. Consequentialist perspectives. Why does he critique? If we go back to the consequentialist perspective here, by contrast, so the para is talking about intention, how primary intention is. The para is talking about this, and then he explains what intention is, and then he says consequentialist perspectives by contrast. That means consequentialist perspectives do not consider intention. Do you see my point? Yeah? So, It ignores the role of intention and treats chance events as morally determinative. So they believe that chance events are, they are decided, they are determined by morals. Yeah. Question 1 किसका wrong हो सकता है? First para, philosophers, beyond an agent's control. Yeah. Meenal, you shouldn't have left the third one, but ठीक है, चलो कोई नहीं. Done? Okay. और कोई doubt है? टू में overthinking. Question 2, भाई 2 में तो tone question था with inference. Neutral. Threatens this. Summarizing contrasting philosophical positions without taking a stance. Critics of moral luck. ये देखो. Threatens. If we are bound to assign this, notions of fairness, others' content, unavoidable. Author is just telling you what others think, what courts think. कहाँ उसने कोई side लिया है? Right. So dismissive is out, eliminated. This is extreme. Critical of the critics कहाँ बोल रहा है वो? He is not criticizing them. So it's just neutral. चलो भाई, मानवित शेट्टी अब स्पैमिंग स्प्री पे निकल पड़े. Shalja Garg, if you're not able to understand anything, you have to understand this, that your reading is very weak, Shalja. So, for that, Shalja, basics clear करने के लिए, you need to check some of my sessions. So, Shalja, you just need to go to the same channel पे, you need to look for my RC 100. It's a playlist, Shalja. And this playlist will help you understand the basics of RC. Okay? Chaliye, next one. Literature. Chale? Just hang in there, guys. जिसको भी general doubts हैं, let me finish this last passage and do the 5 short summary questions so that I can do chutti, all the others can go, and then the people who have general doubts can stay back. I'll guide you. Economics बोला था क्या मैंने अभी कृष्णा? मैंने बोला था philosophy, history और literature. मैं जितना बोलूंगी उतना ही लेके आऊंगी ना. Yes, ध्रुव भाटिया, vocab के लिए concept list ही करना पड़ेगा. मानवित शेट्टी कह रहा है these questions are hard for cat. जो लोग सॉल्व कर ले रहे हैं वो कह रहे हैं is this cat level? तो अभी मैं क्या करूं ये मुझे बताओ. बाप बेटा गधा वाली कहानी हो जाती है हमेशा. You love literature, मोहित Bankar. चलो. Now, there was a passage in 2024 that was on OTT and HBO. We have done this many times. That wasn't literature. Okay? This was on modern technology, economy, business. Right? It was this. But the set was like this. Set of questions. Take a look at this. Which of the following statements is suggested by the sentence? Okay. Specific inference. Correct? Netflix had begun editing old episodes of Stranger Things. What is the purpose of this example? Theory, example, question. Theory, example. Why has he given this example? Which one of the following statements, if true, would best weaken critical reasoning? Which one of the following statements about art best captures the arguments? So this is main idea. Clear now? क्या हो गया? करना है या नहीं करना है? What is wrong with you guys? Aryan and Biswal and Agam. नहीं, अगम बेचारा तो गुलाब जामुन और चाय पूछ रहा है. नहीं, नहीं ऑर्डर किया, कल करूंगी. भसड़ किस चीज की चल रही है क्लास में? आपस में लड़ रहे हो तुम लोग? Yeah, Shreyansh, we will do it. Hang in there. So we are not doing this passage. I have only taken the set of questions from there to mirror that set. All right? No problem, Manvit Shetty. It's okay. Fine. So I'm going to give you a literature passage with only 3 paras. Fine. And the same set. Cool? Chaliye. In the late 19th century, the works of the English romantic poets, Romanticism, once celebrated as embodiments, okay? Literary canon, Wordsworth, okay. Ironically, the very act of preservation, romantic poetry, something, okay? Which of the following statements is suggested by the sentence, ironically, this? Specific inference. The passage mentions Wordsworth's elevation and Charlotte Smith's disappearance. Theory, example. Specific. Right? Next. Which one of the following statements, if true, would best weaken? CR, weaken. Yeah? Next. Which one of the following statements about literature captures the arguments? Main idea. Are we ready to roll? Guys, can you please ignore the disturbing elements in the class? If you want, I can finish the session now and go and sleep. But if you are interested, please do not get distracted by this and that, and please try to cooperate with others, people who are trying to learn some things over here, right? Some of you are just creating a ruckus out here. I don't know why. इतने बेकार हो आप लोग. इससे बेहतर जाके सो जाओ या नेटफ्लिक्स या प्राइम पे कुछ देख लो, राइट? चलिए, passage. I'm giving you 60 seconds for this. Go on. Get started. Yes, Amandeep, come on. Next slide. Are we done? Yeah, Sonakshi? Done? Okay. Now, in this passage, I'm not going to ask you main idea, hero and all, because this is slightly dense, right? So you really don't need to bother about all that. Correct? Yes, Amandeep? Arithro? Chaliye. So straight, you know what you need to do here, Amandeep? Just check what is where. Ayush, Ayushi, Arithro, check what is where. बस इतना देख लो and you'll be able to solve your questions. ठीक है करण? Just check that much. Yeah, RM, come on, second para. Khushi Sharma. Done? Yes, Mohit. Only 3 paras in this. It should not take you more than 90 seconds. 90 bhi nahi lagega. 70 to 80. What is where Manvit Shetty means? What is mentioned kahan kahan par? Yahan pe you just check the main idea. Material form of poetry. Now guys, everybody with me. Yeah, Ayushman, Piswal, good. Yes. Everyone, listen. In the late 19th century, the works of the English Romantic poets, once celebrated as this, began to be repackaged for what? Industrializing society. Yeah? Industrializing society. Collected editions were published not for the critic, but for whom? But for the expanding middle class. Right? Ayushi and all the students, everybody, except the disturbing element, एक भी word अगर आप लोगों ने उधर ध्यान दिया या focus किया, Ayushi, this is a warning to you too. Nobody is going to pay attention, okay? Because some attention seekers are here. Completely ignore. Let the person write whatever he wants. You are going to ignore. Alright? If anybody says any reply, I will ask that person to leave the class. Aryan and everybody. No. Animesh, I'm requesting you all. In fact, I'm commanding. Pay attention to this. Yes. Enough. Enough. Those are attention seekers. They don't get attention anywhere else. So they come to such groups, such audiences, you know, where they can just throw stones and create ripples. Chalo. So here, discerning critic ke liye nahi tha, but for the expanding middle class eager to display cultural sophistication, okay. Middle class, you know, middle class was growing. Right? Middle class was growing. Poems that once circulated in this, do you see this? Material form of poetry, critics had begun to domesticate its meaning. So once they were supposed to be for the elite class. But now it started going to the middle class, right? Itna ho gaya, right? Uske baad questions pe chalo. First question. Ironically, the very act of preservation was also an act of forgetting. Okay, I'll take you back to the sentence here. Manvit, you understand the meaning of ironically? Manvit? Contrast. So you were trying to preserve something, but that itself was making you forget something. And then he has explained it here. Amandeep? Done. Chalo. Start eliminating, guys. Everybody. Keep up the tempo. ठीक है? I'll take you back one more time. Done, Yash? You know what I did in this symmetry? Like I was left with two options. Okay? Shubhi, you just save your answers. I'll show you the answers in the end. Then you give yourself marks. I was left with two options in this. I just took one Ankita and symmetry and Rachel and Arithro. I thought this should be the answer. I just took that because I eliminated two. And then I just went back and proved it. Rishabh. Okay? So prove it bole to you have to go back and look for the rephrasing. Ayushi Thakur. Rishabh. Just the rephrasing. And I could see that rephrasing is given. Yeah? Okay. Chalo Aryan. Question 2. Come on guys. Mrigank. Wordsworth's elevation and Charlotte Smith's disappearance. Why is he giving these examples? Here. Again, while you're looking for your answer, not this, but this. Done, Mrigank, Tejaswini? Question 2. Eliminate. Subtle elimination points are there. You can just eliminate, red flag, eliminate something and then look for one, right? Usko वापस ले जा करके and then just look for the rephrasing. Are we done? Aryan, Rishabh, Amandeep, Mohit. Save your answer. Shubhi. So we are done with question 1 and question 2. Done? Okay, Chirag Bhatia. Khushi. Question 3. Come on guys. Weaken the main argument. In this, you can get it wrong if you do not locate the main idea. Okay? In the test, if exactly this set is there, you can leave this one. Theek hai Smriti? Main idea of the passage. Began to be repackaged. And then the micro details. Second para also talks about reshaped. Preservation, forgetting. Was not simply timeless art, but a heavily mediated cultural artifact. Yes, Radhika, once again the second para for you. Oh, it's a second question you're saying, okay. Chalo, options. There is one option that supports the main idea. Eliminate kar do. There is one that is very narrow. Yeah? Weaken karna, bhai, weaken. Done? One last time I'm showing you this last para. Okay, save it. The last one. So if you notice here Mrigank and Khushi, Chirag, Misty, question 3 was weaken the main argument. 4 is what is the main argument? The options are very tricky here, but you can eliminate. Done. Last para, sure, Cristano. Come on, Arithro. Samarth. Are we done, guys? Got it? Chaliye. I'll show you all the 4 questions once again before I disclose the answers. Yes, Radhika, after this the second question. Done? Question 2, Radhika? 3. Yes, Sayan Saha. Last question. Done. Kebab. What's the score? बोलो. वीकेंड वाला रॉन्ग हुआ होगा. सीरियसली मिस्ट्री. अच्छा. Third was tricky, yeah. Yes, Aryan. Subhadeep, what's your score in this passage? Vishaka, nice. Why did many of you get the third one wrong? Weaken the main argument. The main argument is this. Circulation of literature is shaped by cultural and political needs also as by artistic quality. First, when I read this, I thought this is faulty comparison. Okay? Then I saw literature's survival depends on its this. Ye to bhai, this is going against the main idea. Aesthetic timelessness? No, because the last line clearly says heavily mediated cultural artifact. People had intervened. So, this one, कौन सा, हाँ ये, sorry, cultural and political needs वाला faulty comparison I thought, but this one was opposite. So this is out. Once preserved retains its original meaning. Preserved, it says very clearly preservation is not enough. So this is again opposite, out. Romantic poetry is unique in being the only form, so unique and only. So anyway, here this wasn't faulty comparison, this just said they are shaped by cultural and political interference too, intervention, right? Now, you have to weaken it. Which one of the following would weaken the main argument? You have to say no, no. It wasn't controlled by cultural interventions, cultural and political. The Victorian republication of romantic poetry included critical notes also, explaining the politics. So there was a critic's note as well. There was a normal note, a normal interpretation, and then there was a critic's note. This is how it weakens it. Yeah, see for this. Many Victorian poets directly borrowed from this, further popularizing it. Popularizing wasn't the claim, na? They were popular or not popular, they were in the shadows, ऐसा नहीं था claim. Claim was, it gets affected by this, right? So we are done with these. Finished? Short summaries. 5 short summaries. We are going to do all 5 like one after the other, and then I show you the answers, and then we pack up. Rishabhanand, well done. You have to do your reading, Rishabhanand. चले? शॉर्ट समरी बेन नहीं होता है किसी का भी. बेन तो गुजरात में है, सरला बेन. Okay, question 1. Go on guys, start solving. अमनदीप 10 मिनट सोना नहीं. Short summary में check the options, quickly skim the paragraph, try to locate the important parts of the paragraph. The last 2 lines of the paragraph are very important. Go on. आप पहले solve करो एक, फिर हम discuss करेंगे. Shivani Sinha is from Gujarat. Okay, how sweet. Done? I'm left with 2 choices in this. आपके कौन से 2 बच रहे हैं इसमें? नहीं आंसर्स लिखो या मत लिखो, कोई नहीं, save your answers. We are going to discuss the answers in the end. Which 2 options are you left with? I'm left with 2. Yeah, okay. Save your answer. Okay, next. Oh, we are done with this. I'll tick it. फोन गिर गया. उफ. Again, I'm left with two choices. आप लोग तो सुपर स्मार्ट हो, एक ही बचा होगा. समझ रही हूं मैं. ठीक है, डन. मूव ऑन. यस. प्लेसिबो. Not this, but that. The last two lines always important. Two choices. अच्छा, इसमें कौन से दो बच रहे हैं ये बता दो. मानसी, अरित्रो, which two? Correct. Nice. Good elimination. Well done. चलो, archaeological evidence. Are we done? And the last one of the day. Done. Very good. चलो, 5/5 किसका आएगा in short summaries? In most of these short summary questions, I was left with two options. Yes, Sonakshi, sure. एक बार सारे questions देख लो. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5. चलो मिस्टी, come on. 41214 तिजोरी का कोड लग रहा है मुझे. एक रॉन्ग हो गया तेजस्विनी, लास्ट वन. ज्यादातर का एक रॉन्ग हुआ है. Happy? Yay! I knew last wala was slightly tricky. You all must have marked 1. Yes, Divya. Question 4. Advances in artificial AI have renewed debates. Yeah. While AI systems can do this, and debate किस बारे में है? Human creativity. Right? While AI systems can do this, they do so by detecting patterns, not original insight, obviously. This raises the question of whether creativity requires this. Creativity requires this. Qualities machines lack. Some argue that AI expands, okay, तो ये तो analytical tone हो गया. I was left with 1 and 4. AI raises questions about whether creativity requires qualities like intention and consciousness. Intention, consciousness, or emotional depth. If you are bringing in these two, how can you not bring in the third one? Do you see my point? So 1 is anyway eliminated. Yeah? And this one says challenges the definition of creativity. Yes. Sparking debates. The most important thing was this debates thing, this. And here only 2 things, intention and consciousness mentioned. About its limits and possibilities, analytical. Somebody marked 3, I think. Human creativity remains unique. Who told you? Does the para say that human creativity remains unique? Yeah? Done. Any other question? Rishabh, so what? So what if you had a 6th finger like Hrithik Roshan? जो है नहीं उस पे तुझे जाना है. So what? हाँ अच्छा. ऋषभ आनंद. Third one, Sejal, sure. Did you get this wrong, Sejal? Seriously, Anuj. 16. Correct. Acha, nice. Devishri, why not second in the 5th one? AI generates art but lacks the originality that define creativity. Where is the debate part? Raises questions and debates. Para ka mudda wo hai, Devishri. Radhika, first question here, this one. Which 2 were you left with, Radhika? 5th हम डिस्कस कर चुके ध्रुव. Yes, Preeti, first one we are discussing. Greyhound is asking me why not 3. Okay. The Industrial Revolution was hailed for progress, but societies questioned its benefits much later. What does the para say? Industrial Revolution is credited with this growth. But there were many changes negative changes that came in. At that time, these changes were said, oh no, these mark technological progress, industrial progress. So in the name of technological advancements, these were ignored. Only much later did the societies begin to identify and realize, right? Raising questions. Industrialization caused environmental destruction, proving that economic growth is always harmful. Though the Industrial Revolution caused pollution, it also ensured technological advancement. The para is not just telling you that it did this and that. The para is telling you how people, how society, how the world realized later that economic growth is, at what price? There was a price that they were paying for it. So 2 is kind of incomplete. It doesn't contain the tone. Out. The Industrial Revolution was hailed for progress, but societies questioned its benefits much later. There is nothing wrong with 3. Yeah? But between 3 and 4, if you're left with like 2 choices and one has better words, go with that. Spurred economic growth, right? Hailed for progress, good. But ignored this, until later. All the 3 parts are there. It ignored the costs until later. Later, finally, when people realized, they started putting a stop to it or putting controls to it. Right? So this one has better words, much better than 3. Okay? Second में क्या problem है सिया? Option 4 for third question, Rachel. This. Okay? Because Rachel or Rachel. Okay. Because the last 2 lines are always important. These 2 lines say over here, healing. They connect with healing. Placebos demonstrate that healing is not only this, but psychological, social. Understanding these could transform the implication on the modern era, how medicine engages, how healing can be done. Healing had to be there in your answer. The medical part, the healing part. So 4 says placebo responses demonstrate how inert pills can trick patients. This is just the first part, what placebo does. But what is the implication of placebo? That is given here. Involves psychology, social context, not just the medical thing. Did you get it, Rachel? Yeah, those of you who are leaving, bye-bye guys. Go and sleep. It's 2. So maybe you can sleep for another 5-6 hours. Rachel, clear हो गया ये? As in boo from बुनाई. अच्छा. मोहित बुनकर है. अच्छा. तभी वो तब से तड़प रहा था. Rishabh Anand, I'm glad you enjoyed the session. Everybody, if you enjoyed the session, एक लाइक तो बनता है. संडे का वास्ता है आपको, लास्ट डे ऑफ द मंथ का वास्ता है आपको, मेरी और आपकी मेहनत का वास्ता है, मेरे और आपके प्यार का वास्ता है. एक लाइक ठोक के चले जाओ आप. You will get good sleep, like sweet dreams and good sleep. सिद्धांत क्या कह रहा है? Why not answer 2 in 5th? सिद्धांत, answer 2. AI generates art. बताया तो, because debates and questions, ये था मुद्दा. पैरा का मुद्दा है सिद्धांत. It raises questions. It sparks debates. इस वजह से it was between 1 and 4. Okay. Sneha Sahu, Sanskar. Yes, Sanskar. I'm going to talk to you now. Sanskar. And the others who want to improve their basics. On the same channel, there is one YT playlist. You just need to type RC100. It's my playlist Sanskar, and it's going to give you a lot of details on how to handle RC passages, how to read properly, how to kind of read without actually reading too much. Samjhe Sanskar, watch at least 20 sessions from here. You will definitely benefit. Sanskar. Shubhi, thank you so much for the appreciation. You made my day. Yes, yes, RC practice, 100 passages, that is what I'm referring to. How many minutes per passage, Greyhound? Not 7, chalo 8 minutes. With 3 questions. Shubhradeep, Monday से 9:30 वाली, I'm not sure Shubhradeep, office बताएगा. नहीं आदित्य, no shopping this Sunday, मतलब today no shopping, no. I'm going to sleep for some time and I have just got to submit some work. Last day of the month है ना, submissions are pending, वो करूंगी, उसके second half में completely Sunday enjoy. सेजल, question 4 sure. बोल सेजल, जिनका हो गया है please scoot. सेजल, क्या हो गया question 4 में? हाँ, what did you mark? History से future, yes, we do daily these sessions, okay, but the thing is अभी कुछ अलग वो चल रहे हैं. हाँ सेजल बोलो, third किया था. Ancient cities were fragile and vulnerable despite the political and trade success. अच्छा, obviously it was between 1 and 3 सेजल. But ये बोला क्या है? Archaeological evidence suggests that ancient urban centers were not just hubs of trade. Cultural, okay. Public spaces, okay. ये तो explain किया है. Yet, also fragile, okay. Collapsing due to resource stress, okay. The dual legacy lies in the creative innovation and vulnerability. ठीक है. Ancient cities were sites of creativity but also fragile, often collapsing due to multiple stresses. So this is good. Why not 3? Ancient cities were fragile and vulnerable. Where is the creativity part? Don't you think this has better words? They were sites of creativity and trade and politics. यहाँ last का, I have always told you Sejal, the last 2 lines are important. Creative innovation and their vulnerability. So creative innovation is what? Here, fragile due to multiple stresses. If you take 3, ancient cities were fragile and vulnerable despite their this. It sounds just analytical, ये. But ये यहाँ पे बोल रहा है, the dual legacy, ये देखो ना last 2 lines. This is so important, Sejal. Got it? Bye, Ashika. Yes, everybody, good night. भूख भी लगाई मुझे थोड़ी सी, अब तो कुछ खा के ही सोऊंगी. हाँ आयुष बोलो. एलिमिनेशन रीडिंग थोड़ी इंप्रूव करो आयुष. Frequency of sectionals, yes Tushar, but without reading sectionals are not going to get you marks. 15 minutes, you have to reduce time Akshat by doing skipping. मैंने जो अभी आपको ये दिखाया ना, ये go and check this guys, everybody. This will help you phenomenally. कम से कम 20 sessions उसके कर लो, RC will be in place. So I have no idea. I'll have to check with office. गर्मी लगाई अब तो मुझे. Sia, course, what should my plan be? Okay, Sia Jindal, get started with this Sia. Okay, RC and short summaries, get these in place Sia. उसके बाद आगे कुछ भी सोचना. Kaushiki, thank you so much. Tejaswini, bye bye. Good night everybody. हाँ 45-46 कुछ हुए हैं आदित्य, सो जरूरी ही ना कि पूरा कैट 25 के लिए हो जाना है. आई एम जस्ट मेकिंग दैट प्लेलिस्ट. यश, चूज रॉन्ग ऑलवेज, दैट्स बिकॉज ऑफ वीक इंटरप्रिटेशन. यश, क्या कर लेंगे फिर? रीडिंग से सब भागते हो, मैं क्या करूं? यहां से प्रैक्टिस करो ना आरएम, बता तो रही हूं वो प्लेलिस्ट में इतने सारे हैं वहां। ऑल राइट गाइस, चलो एवरीबॉडी, आप लोग मुझे ना बिठा के ही रखोगे, बताया तो मैंने ये RC100 सब लोग जितने न्यू कमर्स हैं गेट स्टार्टेड विद दिस, इसी चैनल पे मिलेगा, टाइप करो YT100 सॉरी RC100